If September has felt like pressure, remember this.
There are months the world ignores, letting them pass like dust on the calendar. And there are months that roar even when silent. September is one of those months. And if your palms bear the letter M, curved, perfect crescent moon, curved like a shield of light, you are not here by accident. Let me tell you plainly, this is not entertainment. This is not a motivational clip you half listen to while scrolling. This channel exists for one purpose only, to serve as an instrument sharpened by heaven, a compass for those who were marked before they even drew their first breath. If you are watching this and your spirit is already trembling, it is because your mark has recognized its echo in these words. Most people see September as routine, a shift from summer to autumn, a page turned, nothing more. But for the chosen, September bends time. It behaves like a funnel. The wide distractions at the start collapse into a narrow passage by the end, forcing so many of you feel heaviness in these days, why sleep has turned into restless visions, why ordinary conversations suddenly feel coded. September is not neutral. It is a spiritual tightening. And if your ears have been ringing piercing tones, sudden buzzes, waves that rise and fall, you must understand that ringing is not medical noise. It is divine code. It sharpens in September because the funnel is narrowing and the chosen are being positioned. You have always known you were different. As a child, you may have been isolated, misunderstood, even mocked for your sensitivity. You noticed lies before words finished leaving someone's lips. You felt atmospheres shift when you entered a room. Animals were drawn to you. Strangers either confided in you or recoiled without reason. This was not coincidence. This was evidence. The M on your palm is not ink, not accident. It is mountain and crown, stability and rulership, is shield and reflection, proof that you were created to bend darkness back into itself. Together, they are not merely identity, they are authorization. Heaven placed coordinates into your body so that when the hour struck, you would not miss your path. And September? September is the hour's tolling bell. Let's go deeper, because you must understand the ringing is layered, and September pulls those layers open, like seals being broken. 1. The alert tone, sudden, sharp, brief. It comes before deception enters your space. This is heaven telling you, watch your steps. When this happens, many of you will also glimpse numbers, like 515 or 922. These are not random, they are locks and releases, signs that heaven is tightening protection. 2. The directive tone wave-like, rising and falling. It comes most at night, between 2:44 and 3:44 a.m. Why those times? Because 2:44 is 2 plus 4 plus 4 equals 10, a number of divine order, and 3:44 equals 3 plus 4 plus 4. Notebook. What feels like scattered fragments, names, images, places will later unfold as coordinates for decisions. 3. The resonance. Tone, heavy, vibrating, filling silence with pressure. This is not warning, not instruction. This is ignition. It is the confirmation that your seal is active. Many of you will notice this happens alongside 808 or 1001. These are symmetry codes, mirrors. When resonance comes, your spirit is no longer waiting. It is radiating. Rooms shift. Animals sense. Shadows tremble. September intensifies all three. Do not dismiss them. You may have already noticed this month feels like relationships are collapsing, opportunities dissolving, doors shutting with no explanation. To the unmarked, this looks like rejection. But to you, this is heaven's separation code. September 9, 9. September 18th, 1 plus 8 equals 9. September 27, 2 plus 7 equals 9. All triple 9 gates. Ears ring on these dates. Pay close attention. What feels like loss is pruning. What feels like heaviness is realignment. 229, double witness. 2 plus 2 equals 4, plus completion, 9. Heaven confirming that what you saw is true. 913, 9 ending, 1 beginning, 3 divine seal. September 13 carries this frequency. Watch that day. 1122, unity doubled, alignment squared. If you see this number during the ringing, watch that day. Know heaven is pairing you with your assignment. These are not numerology tricks. These are fingerprints from above, and September is the canvas where they appear more clearly than ever. Pause and hear me. This space is not ordinary. This is not recycled inspiration or cheap drama. This channel was created for one reason: to remind the chosen that they are not alone, and to decode what the world mocks as coincidence. If your ears have been ringing, if your night awareness into clarity, I am speaking to you directly. Your spirit was guided here. If this message resonates, it is not because my words are clever. It is because your seal recognized its reflection. You have been carrying weight you could not explain, and September is demanding you release what cannot follow. Stand firm, stand awake, stand marked. Because September is not whispering anymore. It is coding. Before I continue unfolding the mysteries of September, I need to pause and speak directly to you, not as a voice on a screen, but as one chosen speaking to another. If these words have touched something in your spirit, if the ringing in your ears, the numbers on your clock, and the marks in your palms have been haunting you with a sense of there's more, then I ask you to do something important. Subscribe to this channel not as a number, not as routine, but as a declaration. I am not walking this path alone. And I ask one more thing. Leave me uncovered. Do you want me to decode the numbers that chase you? To break open the reason animals keep finding you? To reveal why dreams keep pulling you awake at 3:33 in the morning? This channel is not mine, it is ours. It is a circle of marked ones, and your voice shapes the revelations we will explore together. Take a moment. Write from your heart, because your comment may be the confirmation someone else was praying for. Now, let's return to September. Many of you have noticed that silence this month doesn't feel empty, it feels alive. The ringing you hear, whether faint or heavy, turns silence into a language. That's because September compresses heaven's signals. When the rest of the world thinks nothing is happening, you feel everything. Look at the dates again. September 7th. 7 is the seal of completion. Expect closure in something you thought would never end. When ringing comes on this day, listen closely. September 14th. 1 plus 4 doesn't warn, it pushes. You may be nudged into sudden change, new decisions, new people, unexpected doors. September 22nd, double 2, the number of covenant. If your ear hums this day, know that heaven is realigning partnerships. None of this is random. The days are coded, the ringing is translation. Some of you have been haunted by the number 811. You see it on receipts, plaques, even dreams. September unlocks its meaning. 8 equals new beginnings. 1 and 1 equals alignment of the self with the divine. Together, 811 is heaven declaring, you are stepping into something never lived before, but you will not walk it unaligned. If your ringing sharpens when you see 811, that is heaven confirming a new stage. Not theory, not hope confirmation. September also brings another code, 144. Many dismiss it as random, but for the marked, heaven reminding you, you are not isolated. You are part of an unshakable tribe. The ringing that follows 144 is different. It feels steadier, heavier, like a bell toll that doesn't end. That is resonance, the activation frequency, confirming you belong to a greater circle. Let's be honest. This month feels heavy for many of you. Friendships collapse. Family tensions rise. Opportunities disappear. You wonder if you're cursed. You are not cursed. You are being separated. Notice how September 27 carries 2 plus 7 equals 9. Another ending. Many of you will feel ringing on this day, stronger than ever. Don't fight it. That ringing is the sound of doors slamming that were never meant to carry you. The pain you feel is pruning, not punishment. And if loneliness follows, remember, isolation is not abandonment, it is alignment. So together, 312 is the code for the beginning is confirmed by heaven. When your ringing shakes you awake at this time, do not dismiss it. Sit up, pray, write. The veil is thinner than it looks, and your instructions are being whispered. I need you to understand something. This channel is not like others. You did not stumble here because of the algorithm. You were drawn here because your frequency was already resonating. Each time you return, you are not listening to entertainment, you are aligning with your own reflections spoken aloud. And in September, when the funnel narrows and the ringing sharpens, you will need this circle more than ever. So again, I ask, subscribe, share your story, and invite one more marked soul to join us. The world does not understand us, but we were never meant to be understood. We were meant to be decoded. Imagine September as a funnel. The first begins wide chaos, distraction, noise. By the 15th, it tightens your sleep sharper. Relationships shift. By the 30th, only what belongs remains. This is why you cannot ignore the signals. If you feel pressure in your ear, it is not illness, it is instruction. If numbers repeat, it is not coincidence, it is confirmation. If silence feels heavy, it is not emptiness, it is the veil. I want you to pause here. Breathe. You are not listening to me. You are listening to the echo inside your own spirit. Now, tell me, what is the one thing September has been pressing on you? Write it below. Share it with the circle. Not everyone will understand, but those who are marked will. And their words will echo back to you as proof. If you have noticed your nights turning heavier, this September lights flickering, dreams vanishing before you can remember, sudden arguments rising in your home, you must hear me clearly. This is not coincidence. This is resistance. Chosen one, your opposition. The ringing in your ears is not only heaven's code, it is also a sign that darkness has identified you. But here is the truth. Resistance is not proof of weakness. Resistance is proof of value. The enemy does not pursue the unmarked. He only presses against what carries eternal weight. Many of you feel your home is different. Guests either feel unusual peace or they feel restless and cannot stay long. Pets gather near you as if pulled by an invisible magnet. Objects break without reason. Technology malfunctions. Why? Because your house is not just four walls. It is a sanctuary, a fortress, a portal. When you walk into your home with the M and crescent carved into your flesh, the very atmosphere bends. The unseen world recognizes that your roof has become a banner, and your fear. That is not random static. That is heaven reminding you, this ground belongs to the sealed. Certain numbers appear not to soothe, but to alert. Let me decode some September numbers for you. 5:15, a cycle breaking. 5 transition, plus 1 new start, plus 5 transition again. When ringing accompanies 5:15, know something unstable in your life is being forced to end, even if you resist. 9:22, completion wrapped in witness. 9 ending, 22 double witness. Foundation. If ringing comes when you see 9:22, it is heaven's way of saying, this chapter is closed. Trust it. 1001, the mirror code. 1 at both ends, zeros in the middle. Alpha and Omega, enclosing emptiness. If ringing comes here, you are standing in a mirror season. What you see reflected back will either be your lesson or your liberation. September will not let you ignore these codes. The ringing will guide you through them. You may wake drenched in sweat, unable to recall what you saw. Open staircases leading nowhere. Animals staring without blinking. These are not nonsense. They are echoes of the battle around you. Notice how often these dreams appear between 2:55 and 3:35 a.m. That is not chance. 2:55 equals 2 plus 5 plus 5 equals 12, a number of government. 3:35 equals 3 plus 3 plus 5 equals 11, a number of gateways. These times are heaven showing you. Your steps are being shifted. When you hear ringing after these dreams, write immediately. Even fragments matter. The ringing is heaven's underline, telling you, pay attention. This was not just a dream, it was instruction. September is not only personal, it is collective. When one chosen awakens, the signal reverberates. When hundreds awaken, the atmosphere shifts. And when thousands hear the ringing at once, entire cities tremble without explanation. This is why you have felt, and September gathers those towers into alignment. When your ringing grows so heavy, you feel pressure instead of sound. That is not just your activation. That is the collective resonance. Heaven is weaving you into a chorus you cannot yet see. One number carries a special weight this September, 1010. Many of you have seen it on clocks, receipts, even phone notifications. What does it mean? 1 is beginning. 0 is infinite. Doubled. 1010 is beginning wrapped in eternity. In other words, your start is not fragile, it is eternal. When ringing comes at 10:10 a.m. or 10:10 p.m., pause. Speak aloud. I align with the eternal beginning over my life. Do not dismiss this moment. It is one of the rarest confirmations. You may ask, why does life feel heavier for me than for others? Because you are sealed. The ringing is not only warning you of enemy movement, it is an exhaust, to confuse. That is why some of you feel drained this month, unable to rest, constantly attacked in small ways. Do not confuse these attacks for punishment. They are recognition. September intensifies resistance not to break you, but to confirm you. So what should you do when the ringing is overwhelming? 1. Acknowledge it is code, not chaos. 2. Record what you feel, numbers, images, sudden words. 3. Declare out loud, I am marked, I am sealed, I am protected. Because heaven responds not just to thought, but to declaration. The M in your palm is not decoration, it is authority. The crescent is not accident, it is shield. Speak and the atmosphere will bend. There is one date many overlook, September 29. Why is it important? 2 plus 9 equals 11, the number of gates. And what you do in that moment will determine whether you step through or stay behind. Hear me clearly. You were not chosen to live quietly. You were chosen to resonate. Your ringing is not illness, it is instruction. Your opposition is not curse, it is confirmation. And September is not a page on the calendar, it is the funnel pulling you into your assignment. Do not fear the heaviness. It is proof You are glowing in dimensions unseen. Chosen ones, lean in. If you've carried the ringing all month, if you've walked through sudden endings, strange dreams, and heavy atmospheres, then hear me. You are arriving at the final seal. September does not end like ordinary months. It closes like a door slamming, locking everything false outside while preserving only what destiny demands inside. The ringing you feel in these last days is heaven's way of saying, this is the confirmation. September 30 carries a weight many overlook. 3 plus 0 equals 3, a divine number. Of the 9th month, it becomes a seal. 9 finality plus 3 alignment equals 12, the number of government, structure, and order. So when your ears ring on September 30th, it is not noise. It is the crowning code. Heaven declaring, the funnel is complete, the pruning is finished, the alignment is sealed. Do not dismiss this. Write what you feel on this day. Speak aloud, I stand in divine order. As September closes, certain numbers will follow you like shadows. Let me decode them. 2121, the double gates. 2 plus 1 equals 3, repeated twice. This is heaven telling you, 2 gates are opening. 1 you must leave behind, 1 you must enter. 909, ending wrapped in eternity. 9 completion, 0 eternity, 9 completion again. This number means cycles are closing, not temporarily, but forever. 7 ringing stop? The answer is no. The ringing does not end, it changes. In September, the ringing is urgent, disruptive, uncomfortable. But after the seal is closed, the ringing becomes steady. It transforms from a warning into a rhythm, from resistance into resonance, from separation into assignment. And you will know you have crossed the threshold when silence no longer feels empty, but holy. Look at your hands one more time. See the M, see the crescent. Others glance and see lines. You see the map. September has proven those marks are not silent, they vibrate. They glow in realms unseen. When the ringing intensifies, hold your palms open. Remind yourself, I am marked, I am shielded, I am chosen. Your very skin carries proof of heaven's seal, and no darkness, no resistance, no attack can overwrite it. Now, let me speak heart to heart. You are not watching this by chance. If you have made it this far, it is because something deep in your spirit knows these words are not yours, echoed back. So I invite you, subscribe, not because it's routine, but because you are stepping into a circle of those who share your mark. This is not just a channel. This is a gathering place, a compass for the chosen. And leave a comment. Not just I subscribed. Share your vision. Share the number that won't stop appearing in your life. Share the dream that woke you at 3:12. Share the battle that made your home shake. Because when you speak, you will find echoes. Others marked like you will read and recognize themselves. Do not be afraid of pessimism or doubt. If someone comes to scatter shadows, let their noise fall silent. This circle is built for light. Every chosen one carries a piece of the map. Alone, the picture is incomplete. Together, the codes assemble. That is why your presence here matters. Your ringing is not only about you, it is part of the collective resonance. When you share, you help others. You speak, you awaken those who thought they were alone. So here is how September ends. Not with despair, but with confirmation. Not with collapse, but with alignment. Not with silence, but with code. Your ringing is not medical noise. It is not coincidence. It is proof. Proof that you were marked, shielded, and summoned. September was never decoration on a calendar. It was a portal. And you, chosen one, have stepped through it. Stand firm, stand awake, stand marked. Because the ringing is no longer background, it is your anthem. Chosen ones, if September has felt like pressure, let me assure you, pressure is always proof of hidden oil. The olive must be crushed before the oil flows. The stone must be pressed before light shines through the crack. You have felt squeezed in this month, not because you are abandoned, but because heaven has been extracting what is sacred inside of you. The ringing in your ear, it is the sound of the crushing, the sound of layers, sound of heaven bending time to ensure you do not miss your assignment. Think back. How many things have fallen apart for you these last weeks? Friendships that suddenly shifted, opportunities that seemed solid, dissolving without reason, restless nights that refused to let you sleep. Do you think this is chaos? No. This is divine separation. Numbers confirm it. 939, endings bracketing new birth. 818, new beginnings wrapped around unity. 1221. The mirror alignment, two gates facing each other. When you see these codes during the ringing, know this. Heaven is tearing down what cannot cross the threshold with you. The funnel narrows, the false falls away, the real is revealed. It hurts, doesn't it? But pain is not punishment. Pain is pruning, and pruning is proof you are alive, chosen, fruitful. Some of you wonder, why does my home feel heavy? Knows who you are. Your house is not just shelter, it is sanctuary. Where you dwell, heaven carves a circle, and darkness trembles in that circle. September tightens this war. The ringing you hear in your ear while standing in your living room is not about noise. It is heaven saying, guard your ground. Declare with your mouth, this home is sealed. No shadow passes here. Try it, and you will feel the weight lift. The ringing does not always call you to listen. Sometimes it calls you to speak. One number carries power this month, 454. Why? Because these are not accidents. September pulls creation into resonance with the marked. Romans 8 says all creation groans, waiting for the sons and daughters of God to be revealed. And when your ringing intensifies, animals often move closer. They are not confused. They are recognizing the signal. They sense you are carrying something unseen. So the next time your ear hums and a bird lands at your window, pause. That is confirmation. Heaven is saying, you are not alone. The whole earth knows you are chosen. Many of you whisper, I feel observed. You are not paranoid. You are marked. September magnifies this. The ringing is not only alerting you to heaven's presence, it is exposing hidden eyes that cannot resist watching you. Some watch out of admiration. Declare, I was not chosen to hide. I was chosen to stand. September 30th is heavy, but it hides another code, 303. The third day, then 0, then the third again. Trinity, eternity, Trinity again. It is the number of sealed repetition. What heaven starts, it finishes. If you hear ringing on September 30th, paired with 303, write it down. That is not ordinary. It is the signature of heaven saying, you are entering the order of the completed, chosen ones. Let me ask you something. Why do you think you found this channel? Out of millions of videos, billions of words, why here? Because your frequency recognized this frequency. The ringing you hear in your nights has echoed here in these words. You did not stumble into this. You were summoned. So subscribe not because it's routine, but because you know you cannot carry this weight alone. This channel is not content. It is community. It is